Welcome to the European Association for Higher Education Advancement's YouTube and podcast channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of educational technology, specifically how it can actually benefit learning. Our main source is an article from the EAHEA itself, aptly titled,
Benefits of Educational Technology.
And it's not just a list of bullet points.
This article gets into the why behind the benefits, which is crucial in today's educational landscape.
Exactly. It's not just about shiny gadgets, but about real impact. And some of the findings are really interesting, like did you know technology can boost student confidence? We'll get to that later.
What we'll unpack today isn't just what these benefits are, but what they mean for the future of education. It's about understanding the potential technology holds for learners of all kinds.
Okay, let's unpack this. The article starts off strong, saying that tech can make learning fun. Which seems obvious, right?
Yeah.
Kids love their gadgets. But what's the deeper connection here?
It's about tapping into how kids actually learn best. Think of Piaget's stages of development. That concrete operational stage where hands-on experience is key. Well, technology provides that in spades.
So it's not just about entertainment, but engaging them on a cognitive level.
Exactly. The article gave the example of using simulations to learn physics. Instead of just reading about gravity, you're virtually launching rockets and seeing the results. That kind of active learning sticks with you.
Makes me wish I had VR when I was learning about the solar system.
Okay.
Fun is one thing, but the article also talks about how tech can personalize the learning pace, which again makes sense on the surface. Not everyone learns at the same speed.
Right. And traditional classrooms struggle with that. But imagine a program that adjusts to each student's needs. You spend more time on concepts you're struggling with, breeze through stuff you get quickly.
It's like having a tutor built into the software. This makes me think. Listeners, think back to your own education. Did you ever feel held back or rushed in a class? Could tech have helped you specifically?
And on a larger scale, this personalized pace can lead to way more motivated students, better grades, and a feeling of, I can actually do this.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The article says technology can actually improve knowledge retention. Now that's a bold claim.
But it's backed by research on how our brains work. Think about multimedia learning, using text, images, audio all at once. That hits multiple learning styles, making information more memorable.
Like I remember reading about history, but if I'd experienced it through VR, walking through ancient Rome, that's a whole other level of understanding.
And that's the key, active engagement. Technology lets you manipulate information, not just passively absorb it.
Speaking of which, the article makes a point about tech being crucial for preparing students for the future. I mean, it's a digital world out there.
And simply knowing how to use a computer isn't enough anymore. We're talking about digital literacy, coding, data analysis. These are 21st century skills that are becoming essential in any field.
So it's not just about today's lessons, but the tools they'll need for jobs that might not even exist yet. That's a big responsibility.
It is. And tech in the classroom helps students develop these skills early on, building that bridge between school and the real world.
It makes you think. Listeners, what skills are you learning through technology that might be relevant to your own work or interests?
And what's fascinating is that technology is always evolving. What students learn today will likely be outdated soon. So it's about adaptability, lifelong learning.
But here's a benefit I didn't expect. The article says technology can actually boost student confidence and improve teacher-student relationships. Now, how does that work? Wouldn't more screens mean less connection?
It's counterintuitive, right? But think about it. Technology can give students more control over their learning. They can go at their own pace, explore topics in depth.
It's like suddenly their voice matters more. They can express themselves through projects, get individualized feedback.
Exactly. That sense of agency can be incredibly empowering, especially for students who are shy or struggle in traditional settings. The article even shared an anecdote.
Oh, right. About a student who was hesitant to speak up in class, but absolutely blossomed in online collaborations. That's amazing.
Because online, it's a safer space to try, fail, learn from peers. It builds that confidence that then translates back to the classroom.
And more confident students are more likely to participate. Ask questions. It's a win-win. But how does this all tie into teacher-student relationships?
Technology opens up new communication channels. Think about personalized feedback online, real-time Q&A. It's like having a direct line to your teacher.
Which, for some students, could be life-changing, especially if they need that extra bit of guidance. But wouldn't that be overwhelming for teachers?
Technology can actually make it easier to tailor instruction to individual needs.
Hmm.
Teachers get insights into student progress, can adjust their approach.
So it's more responsive teaching, which benefits everyone. But it's not just about one-on-one. The article also mentions online platforms for group projects, resource sharing.
It creates a learning community that extends beyond the physical classroom, fostering collaboration and different perspectives.
So while tech might seem isolating on the surface, it can actually deepen connections if used thoughtfully. Speaking of connections, let's talk about how technology gives students access to a wealth of updated knowledge. The article specifically mentioned digital textbooks and online resources.
This is a game changer. No more outdated textbooks or limited library hours. Students now have a world of information literally at their fingertips.
It's like having an entire library in your pocket.
Yeah.
And the best part is that these digital resources are constantly being updated, so students always have access to the most current information.
Think about the implications of that. It democratizes knowledge, making it accessible to anyone with an internet connection. This has the potential to level the playing field and empower learners around the world.
But it also raises some important questions, doesn't it? In a world of information overload, how do students discern credible sources from misinformation? How do they develop the critical thinking skills needed to navigate this vast digital landscape?
Yeah, and it's crucial that we address this. Just because information is readily available online doesn't mean it's accurate or reliable. Students need to develop strong critical thinking skills to evaluate sources, identify bias, and separate fact from fiction.
It's like being a detective in the digital world. You need to be able to spot the clues, weigh the evidence, and come to your own conclusions.
Precisely, and that's where the role of the educator becomes even more vital. Teachers need to guide students not just in terms of content, but also in terms of digital literacy and critical thinking.
So it's about teaching students how to learn, how to think for themselves, and how to navigate the complexities of the digital world.
Absolutely, and it's not just about avoiding misinformation. It's also about developing a healthy relationship with technology. We need to ensure that technology enhances learning, not replaces it.
That's a really important point. Technology should be a tool, not a crutch. It should support and amplify good teaching practices, not replace human interaction and connection.
Exactly. Think about the balance. We can use technology to create engaging and interactive learning experiences, but we also need to make time for face-to-face discussions, hands-on activities, and opportunities for students to connect with each other and with their teachers on a personal level.
It's like finding the sweet spot where technology complements and enriches traditional teaching methods, creating a truly dynamic and well-rounded learning environment.
That's a great way to put it. And it's a continuous process as technology evolves. So too must our approaches to education. We need to be adaptable, innovative, and always willing to learn and grow alongside our students.
Speaking of learning and growing, the article emphasizes that incorporating technology into the classroom isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It encourages educators to carefully consider which technologies and tools are best suited for their specific needs and context.
That's such a crucial point. What works in one classroom might not work in another. It's all about finding the right fit. Educators need to be thoughtful and intentional in their use of technology, always keeping the learning goals and the needs of their students at the forefront.
It's like being a chef, carefully selecting the right ingredients and combining them in a way that creates a delicious and satisfying meal. You wouldn't just throw everything in the pot and hope for the best.
Exactly. And just like a chef needs to experiment and refine their recipes, educators need to be willing to try new things, evaluate what works, and make adjustments along the way.
It's all about finding the perfect blend of traditional teaching methods and cutting-edge technology to create an educational experience that's both engaging and effective.
And that's the beauty of it. Educational technology is constantly evolving, which means there are always new opportunities to explore and new ways to enhance the learning process.
It's an exciting time to be in education. There's so much potential for innovation and growth. But as we continue to embrace technology, we need to remember the human element.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, education is about fostering human connection, nurturing curiosity, and empowering students to reach their full potential. Technology can be a powerful tool in that journey, but it's the human relationships that truly make learning meaningful and transformative.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's safe to say that educational technology offers a wealth of benefits, but it also presents us with some important considerations.
Yes, it's a complex and ever-changing landscape, but with careful planning, thoughtful implementation, and a commitment to ongoing evaluation and improvement. We can harness the power of technology to create truly exceptional learning experiences for all students.
And remember, dear listener, this deep dive is just the beginning. We encourage you to continue exploring the world of educational technology, to stay curious, and to never stop learning. Please don't forget to follow the European Association for Higher Education Advancement on YouTube and social media. It really does feel like we're at a turning point, doesn't it?
It does. There's so much potential, but also a sense of responsibility.
Like, we're holding this powerful tool, and we need to figure out how to use it wisely.
Exactly. We can't just blindly adopt technology without thinking about the consequences.
We need to be intentional and thoughtful about how we integrate it into education.
And remember that technology is constantly evolving, so we need to be adaptable and willing to learn and grow along the way.
That's a good point. It's not about finding the perfect solution, but about embracing the journey and being open to new possibilities.
And recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Different students, different classrooms, different communities will have different needs and priorities.
And we need to respect that diversity and create learning environments that are inclusive and equitable for all.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the benefits of educational technology, let's leave our listeners with a final thought. What role do you want technology to play in the future of education?
And how can we work together to ensure that technology is used to empower all learners?
Those are great questions to ponder, and we encourage you to continue exploring the world of educational technology. Stay curious, stay engaged, and never stop learning. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Please don't forget to follow the European Association for Higher Education Advancement on YouTube and social media.